Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was the first time that many Star Wars fans saw a double-bladed lightsaber, and that was pretty cool to see it, and to have somebody like Darth Maul, a fan-favorite character, what became a fan-favorite character, wielding this saber staff. A lot of people thought it was so cool, right? And it was the first time many Star Wars fans saw a non-standard lightsaber, a lightsaber that wasn't just a single blade. Not that, a single-bladed lightsaber is uncool. It's just all of the lightsabers up to this point that a lot of Star Wars fans had seen had only had a single blade. Now, a double-bladed lightsaber had existed before in previous Star Wars material in Tales of the Jedi and some of the comic books. Some characters had wielded double-bladed lightsabers, although not all Star Wars fans and not all people, read that material. And that material has since been, it's become Legends material rather than canon. So at any rate, the double-bladed lightsaber was a really big deal in this movie. Now, did you ever think about how cool that would have been if the lightsaber had been a surprise, if it had been a surprise that Darth Maul used this double-bladed lightsaber? Because the movie is not structured that way at all. If you see a movie, or if you see the movie without seeing any of the toys or without seeing any of the trailers, then it's possible that would have been a surprise to you. But realistically, especially given all the publicity of that movie when it came out, that was just chaotic. Hasbro's got to sell their double-bladed Darth Maul lightsaber toys, right? In advance of the movie, everybody wants to sell the toys and all that kind of good stuff. And they also want to hype up the movie. I mean, I know that final lightsaber duel was portrayed in the trailer, which there's a lot of criticism of the Star Wars Episode 1 trailer as revealing way too much about the movie. And yeah, that's not unfounded. It does. If it has the lightsaber duel in it, has Obi-Wan going, no, and it has, lots of stuff like that that's almost like spoilers. But anyway, I was just thinking about specifically the Darth Maul double-bladed lightsaber. They set it up in the movie as, he just uses the one blade when he's fighting with Qui-Gon briefly on Tatooine. So if you're a fan watching it, you might think, it's just, he's kind of got this longer hilt, but it's just kind of a longer hilt lightsaber. And they set it up in the movie that way. And so it's sort of a big reveal as part of the narrative when he ignites that second blade. They set it up very dramatically. You have those blast doors open in the Naboo hangar, and then Darth Maul is there. And then, Qui-Gon's like, we'll handle this. And it's, kind of like this scene from the Wild West. It's like, yeah, that's a very kind of classic Western, gunslinging type of scene. But then everybody takes off their coats, they're the Jedi cloaks and Sith cloaks and whatever. Everybody likes their cloaks. And then Darth Maul, he puts out the saber like this. He's holding it out, and he ignites one blade and then the second blade, and it's really epic, right? But nobody was surprised. Nobody was surprised at all, because we had all seen that in the trailers. All the toys and things were out. So even though it's set up in the story to be a surprise kind of to the characters, and even to somebody watching without seeing the toys or anything, it's the average viewer, whether they were a Star Wars fan or not, probably knew in advance it was going to be a double-bladed lightsaber. So it's kind of interesting to think about that. They made that choice, I'm sure, to essentially sell more toys, which is the same reason, realistically, they did the same thing in The Force Awakens. We all knew about the look of the Kylo Ren lightsaber far in advance, and it was used in all sorts of publicity photos, and it was in the trailer and stuff like that. So a lot of times lightsabers, I guess, just aren't a surprise. And that's looking forward to Star Wars Episode 9. I think if we'd had a real new lightsaber, we probably would have seen it in the trailer, just because they want to sell the toys and things. But you never know. I guess there's an off chance we could still see something a little different. But, well, we'll see. Maybe in the release of the trailer, the feature trailer, there's a slim chance we'll see something new, but it seems like the big reveal was probably that Rey repaired, the graphic style lightsaber for this movie, because there's all this like fan speculation around that lightsaber prior. But yeah, anyway, those are just a few of my thoughts. These are some of my overall thoughts about Darth Maul using the double-bladed lightsaber and how that wasn't a surprise to viewers in Star Wars Episode 1, but it also relates to other movies, like The Force Awakens, and it relates to the impending release of Star Wars Episode 9 as well. So feel free to comment below. What do you guys think about surprise lightsabers? I mean, there are plenty of other surprising moments with lightsabers in films. It's just, I guess we haven't always been surprised by the existence of a lightsaber, at least not recently. So comment below.